let me explain why NIO has been crashing down during the past couple days, and also why I personally bought the dip and what my NIO stock prediction is for the future. So guys, I'm actually getting a battery swap right now, and why don't we ask the technician some questions and see what his opinion is of NIO. 哎，兄弟，简单问个问题，你觉得未来好吗？未来挺好的，很好是吧？以后会更好吗？会。好。NIO stock finished the day yesterday down 4%. Man, at the lowest point, it was down almost 9%. Wow. So what happened? XPENG's president, Mr. Gu, went up on CNBC and basically said that he has no idea what the CCP plans to do in terms of delisting. Oh my god, that is the worst thing to say, because on top of the FUD that we already have about the US trying to delist Chinese stock, now he's adding FUD that the Chinese government is also trying to delist Chinese stocks. And that FUD that he just added should not be there. Which pisses me off even more, because the Chinese government just came out recently and said that they do not support the US delisting Chinese stocks. In other words, they don't want Chinese stocks to be delisted off the US stock exchange, of course with the exception of DD. So XPENG's president going on CNBC and saying that basically added no reassurance to investors and instead just generated fear. He would have been better off saying nothing. Looking at NIO stock the past 2 days, it's been down from 33.7 all the way down to 29.11. Woo! Down 13%. At the close, we're actually only down 4.29%. Is this a buying opportunity? And where do I think NIO stock is headed? Personally, yesterday I bought the dip when it was around 29.7-ish. That's when I bought it. Several reasons why I bought it. I'll get to all of them. First of all, this has been a big major support over here around $30-ish. Now, if NIO stock closed the day below 30, that would be a very bad sign. But of course, luckily the buyer stepped in, pushed the stock price back up above 30. That is very good for my pal NIO. That's reason number one. Reason number two, look at the MACD. There's a big MACD divergence. Lower low in the price, but a higher low in the MACD. That indicates to us that this selling might be overstretched, that we could be looking at a decent sized rebound. Now, if we look at volume, the sell-off on December 3rd had more volume than the sell-off yesterday. That indicates to us that sellers are drying up. Now, if we look at the broad market, SPY has just closed at the major resistance line of 470. Now, this 470 is pretty crucial because a inverse head and shoulders, head, shoulders, that's usually a reversal pattern. Even though that's usually seen in downtrends, what we can deduce from this is this indicates a lot of buying volume, and we could be looking at the markets going to new highs very soon. Now, obviously, you guys know this isn't financial advice. This is just my own personal opinion. There's this very important trend line here in red that I believe NIO will revisit very soon, I think. So that could look like a move from here all the way up over here, 34-ish. Fill this gap. That would be very nice. And that would be big resistance. And after that, we could have two scenarios. Either we come back down, that's scenario one, we break this trend line, retest, and then off we go up higher, right? Those are some of the possible scenarios, but I think we are going to visit this trend line at least. Now, here, this big dash line, this is NIO day. So NIO day, we are expecting some very cool stuff. ET5, I believe the ET5 is going to be a game changer, because my EC6, I'm telling you, it's expensive, man. Not a lot of people can afford the EC6. A lot of people can only afford a Tesla. They can only buy a Tesla Model 3 or Tesla Model Y, even though they want to buy a NIO EC6 or ES6. And a lot of even Tesla owners, they said, once I have the money, I'm going to upgrade to a NIO. So the ET5 is going to be the entry-level cheap sedan. Even though it's not going to be super cheap, around 300k RMB. That's the rumor price, but that is going to open up the market for NIO. It will mean that a lot of people, like those Tesla owners that wanted to buy a NIO but can only afford a Tesla, they can actually afford a NIO now, which means obviously more deliveries and more revenue after the day of NIO day. And that might bring the stock price up to 34.50-ish, and then we'll see where it goes from there. The delisting possibility is still out there. That's why I made a whole video dedicated just to NIO stock being delisted. Watch it over here to learn more about it.